Now listen to what I'm talking about. Just listen. And that's what I want you to do. Alright, first of all, I want to show love to you, the real one. You know what I'm saying? This brother's so real. I'm gonna tell you what he is. He's authentic. You understand what I'm saying? You know what real is. Real means authentic. It means copywritten. It means it's real. You can touch it. You can feel. That's what this brother is. He is the real one. I'm telling you, he be laying it down. I've been seeing this brother moving. I'm gonna tell you something. I done got hot and warm, and I done got hot and warm off some sensations the brother be talking. The brother's smooth. The brother is smooth. The real one. That means he copywritten, registered downtown. I'm trying to tell you. But y'all in for a beautiful surprise. Cause I'm telling you, if you just take the time and just listen to the stuff the brother be saying, he'll make you want to go slap a white person. I'm telling you, in the mouth, lip, titty, everything. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got time to be playing. Sit back. Real one. I'm Trey, Playboy comedy. I'm just a special guest on here, showing love to my man, my dog, my frat brother, Square. You know where we at. You know what I'm saying? 2 balls. You know how we do it. We got the little ass bow. You know what I'm saying? People don't know what's going on. That's just a little code word for here, not a share. You know what I'm saying? We blowing up. We doing TV. We doing radio. It's next level in here. Stop. I ain't gonna waste a lot of time on here. I just wanted to come and bless this mic for you, cause you are such a close brother in the whole community. Everybody know the real one. He already told me himself, it ain't 2003, it's 2000 me, and he gonna regulate. You know what I'm saying? That's for him. Listen. Thank you very much. That was for me, and that was for y'all. Love from Trey Love 1. We out.
People, get back to your battle stations. People, get back to your battle stations. As I inhale, forth comes the virology with nonistically placed thoughts simultaneously bouncing off one another to create what we niggas title shit that makes sense. With hallucinogenic mental spaces of paused thoughts and deep hibernation with trinkets of soldiers for the supposed to be worldwide revolution. And it's funny how we plan to fix the world, yet we don't have the first fucking clue about our own individual solutions. Twilight Zone clones can't phantom having a purpose of their own, but all niggas cut up till master comes home. With fake ass brothers sitting on thrones thinking that their pigmentation makes them belong, not even realizing that their skin color don't mean a damn thing if their pride is gone. Yet we screaming revolution at the top of our lungs, creating nothing but thirst. Black power that lasts for about an hour with our fist in the air when it should have been our hearts raised first. See, we confused about what wealth bring, a whole life savings tied up in a diamond ring, and the chains still can't hide the marks from the noose that hung around our throat. Yet it's revolution we scream with our national anthem being lift every voice and sing when it should be lift every ass and go vote. And I know a lot of people kind of find that funny, but I'm not standing up here telling jokes. You see, we've been blinded by the smoke. The revolution will not be televised, but we can still view old tapers and ropes around our throats. Pay-per-view wouldn't televise the Menu Man Mars, but for $39.95 you can see how we were stacked up and transported in the bellies of boats. Swing low, sweet cherry. 500 years later and we still trying to remove the lariat. Revolution has become a household name with fantastic fame. To fight a war for over 500 years and don't win it is a damn shame. We sit around and wonder what could be the reason for this frustration, but it seems that we refuse to dream, but we still trying to give Dr. King mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. Dreamless we've become as a whole black nation. People, get back to your battle stations. Stop living that old lie talking about you've tried. Stop fighting this war like Custer from a hill and infiltrated like the CIA from the inside. And for those who think this is an unworthy cause, while reciting this poem, another 100,000 black applications for college were denied. And we still sitting around trying to figure out how Atlanta's kids really died. Now, who's in charge of this revolution without revelation? Self-proclaimed black leaders made us lower our guns and instructed us to practice patience, while America accepts every nationality with the exclusion of Haitians. People, get back to your battle stations. Start using your peripheral vision to see that bullshit coming before it makes a fatal incision with effortless decisions of the separations and the expectations that divides our black nation. And let it be known that Elion ass would have been gone if he was a little Haitian. So people, get back to your battle stations. Let each one teach one. Stop being caught up in the difficulties of being able to reach one. Stay out your neighbor's yard, start with your own daughters and sons. Let them know from birth that the revolution has begun. Sunday school ain't no fun. Teach them not to run when master pull his gun. 500 years of begging for freedom and all we did was freedom. Stop verbally abusing our children and let them know that they are the chosen ones to carry on this revolutionary baton. HRS and Department of Justice are the cause for us to lose at least 3 generations. They removed the right to chastise our kids and put them all in foster homes or iron cages. Now this is outrageous, because this democracy is only a blanket hiding in hypocrisy. And now I'm beginning to see the shit that Tupac can see, and the churches always think the answer is to ask God to deliver me. Nah, the day ain't asking to be delivered because I have arrived. Black people, pick up your weapons. Get back to your battle stations. Love Jones, Ghetto Poetry, Funk Jazz Lounge, Flow Fridays, LTE, Spitfire, Speak Easy, Poets Cafe, got me hungry, hungry for poetry. I'm hungry, poetry. I'm hungry for poetry. I'm hungry for poetry. Starving for self-expression, spoken words keep my tongue erected, but check it. Like a panther, I creep, just waiting for a chance to speak. And I'm kind of frustrated, cause vibes like this only happen once a week. I'm just trying to hook up to hear another poet's flow. Exchange numbers in the club, but watch them lose the passion the minute they walk out that door. No return phone calls, so now I don't even want to exchange numbers no more, but I'm hungry. See, I want to hear words put together to create new thoughts. Fuck always writing about the underground railroads and wars that were fought. I want to hear about the artists and the shit inside them that made them start this. You know, like how they went from being singers to having calluses on their index fingers, from writing all night, refusing to sleep till the words fall right. I'm hungry for poetry that's not created to claim fame. Better yet, I'm just looking for a poet that when he leaves here, the passion to create still remains. And I know I'm new at this, and maybe I just ain't hip to this poetry game. Sometimes I wonder, is this all about having a poem connected to your name? But me, I'm hungry for poetry. I want a mic to rock in a room full of ears to evaluate the insight I drop. And I may not make love all night like a woman wants, but I can do this poetry shit non-stop. Cause I'm hungry. And I want a plate full of inspiration to induce my verbal regurgitation so I can communicate what I feel, leaving you with no doubt that this poet is real. See, I write to the point my fingers bleed. When I get here, I sit way back there in the dark so you can't notice me. But on any given day, I'll stand at the off-ramp with the homeless with a sign that reads, "Will work for poetry." For your love.
Yeah.
First of all, let me explain this poem.
No. Just rock that. Rewind the title. Okay.
For your love. Damn, baby. For your love. Like Moses, I part the sea, create new levels of intimacy, climb the highest mountain and bring you back to peak. Stop traffic in its tracks while you cross the street. Shit, girl. I even put a soup line in Ethiopia and make sure the whole country eats.
What?
Because for your love. Baby, for your love, girl, I'd work for you. Like a sponge, I soak up all the dirt for you. Become the house cleaner of your heart and clean out all the dirt for you. I'll swim the 7 seas, carve I love you in a million trees, walk to church to marry you, butt naked covered in bumblebees. For your love, I'll swim the 7 seas, carve I love you in a million trees, walk to church to marry you, butt naked covered in bumblebees. I'd wash every dish in the sink, hang out with my boys wearing hot pink. Girl, fuck what they think. That's some love, right? Hot pink. Woo. All right. Don't try. You don't have a woman to make your ass put on some pink. Don't be around here faking. Shit. I'm going pink shopping tomorrow. Shit. Where was I? Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna do the whole thing. Girl, I swim the 7 seas, carve I love you in a million trees, walk to church to marry you, butt naked covered in bumblebees. I'll wash every dish in the sink, hang out with my boys wearing hot pink. Girl, fuck what they think. I'll cross the Sahara Desert for you without a goddamn thing to drink. Because for your love, oh baby, for your love, girl, I'd tame a lion without a whip or a chair, make Fidel Castro feel that even he should care, walk in a cave covered in honey and evict the world's biggest grizzly bear. Girl, I'll teach Jews how to share. I'll make America confess that the way they treated Elion was not equal or fair.
What?
Because for your love, damn baby, for your love, girl, I'd build a mountain with my own 2 hands, convert RuPaul back into a man, make Don Cornelius host American Bandstand. And in case you still don't understand, for your love, baby, I go hunting at night in the deepest forest with the Ku Klux Klan. Dang. Some love for your ass, ain't it? Because for your love, baby, for your love, I'll swim the river now without stopping. Project the need for you so bad I have crackheads asking me where the fuck I'm copping. I'll make Michael Jordan feel that he should have some doubts. Walk through the toughest jungles of Africa and make Crocodile Dundee and Tarzan look like fucking Boy Scouts. But, see, there's a catch to this. You gotta love me back. Peace. Listen, I know that you're leaving today and I'm sorry. But I need for you to know that when you return, I'll be right here. I'll be here until time doesn't exist. And if it took you for forever to return, I'll be covered in the sands of the next life, standing right here. But don't get caught up in the physical nature of all this, because more than anything, I'll simply miss your smile. You see, out of all the men in the world you can choose from, I'll miss your decision to kick it with me for a while. And I don't know what to hold responsible for all this anticipation, whether it's just the frustration or the extreme patience, but I need to let you know that you don't have to worry. Because my love for you has just entered the 3rd category, and in the next life our story will become biblical. You and I will replace Adam and Eve in the Garden of Life, and seeing that God demands that I provide for my wife, I'll pick the fruit from the forbidden tree personally. Then instruct God himself to turn to page 423, chapter 16, where it states that I've only done my job. Watching you walk away today will be so hard, but I'll be right here. And I swear I ain't going nowhere. I'll just go to sleep and dream the dreams until I'm comatized, until my subconscious realize that this is where I want to be. Write a letter and tape it on my door, instructing no one to disturb me. Ask God not to wake me, and even though my empty bed will shake me, I'll be right here. You just wait and see. I'll be right here waiting, because it's still kind of fascinating how I spent my whole life in search of this perfect girl, only to end up being the most luckiest guy in this world. And today I'm experiencing something so much greater than love. My emotions have been reduced to atoms and molecules. I become the oxygen that you breathe and the carbon dioxide that you've used. I become every stitch and fabric of your clothing. That tingle between your thighs that now has your legs fanning and folding, because I don't just love you, I've become you. I've become the very voice tone that's created with the pronunciation of your name. I go borderline insane from the thoughts that I entertain. But let me stop before you begin to think this is all game. But if you came back and I'm not standing here, then baby, just dig a hole, because I've actually died waiting for you. Knowing your heart that I tried to make it through. Know that I just stood here so long that my soul became due. So you don't have to worry, baby, because you're more than the love of my life. You are my friend. And the whole world can come to an end, and I will still be standing right here waiting to see you again. And if the sky came falling down, I'll be right here. If the ground gives way, I'll be right here. If the whole world just up and relocated, I'll be right here. Just look for me to be suspended in space, because there's nothing that will make me miss the smile on your face after you realize that I've actually kept my word. See, baby, know that I've anticipated your arrival right down to each and every one of my nerves. So I promise that whatever happens, no matter how long it happens, I'll be right here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I need for you to know that when you return, I'll be right here. I'm sorry. Sorry, but I need for you to know that when you return, I'll be right here. And I swear, I ain't going nowhere.
That motherfucker sound bad, don't he? All right, y'all repeat after me. Poetry is a beautiful thing, especially if you write the truth. One more time. Poetry is a beautiful thing, especially if you write the truth. All right, then hang on my story. And I've been trying to find this thing called happiness ever since my youth. But it seems since birth I was just born with 3 strikes against my soul. And I'm trying not to be sentenced into eternal fire after existing in a world that I consider being way too cold. Now people say in order for me to write a poem like this, I'm way too bold. See, never mind the fact that once upon a time black people were sold, or a muscle-bound nigga was just worth his weight in gold. But people don't understand that I just can't write about a field full of lilies from all them stories I was told. And I can't write about shit like having my own room as a child. And I can't write about how my mother was so proud of my report cards due to my depressed state over her psychological profile. And I can't write about how I grew up to be a soldier for this great nation without getting into how I was denied time and time again from continuing my education through the rejection of my college applications. Or how the proclamation ain't really got a goddamn thing to do with a Haitian, so I just can't write about how everything in my life is fine. See, I live in a state where the police choose your fate, where the citizens being jailed or shot 41 times. And in order for me to deal with this world, once upon a time, I had to snort not 1, not 2, but at least 3 lines. And I can't write about all the religions I tried. And I can't write about how people told me God would never leave me, but I can't recall not one time he stood by my side. And I can't write about how I grew up in the inner city without some rich ditty trying to show me they care through financial pity, like it was only money I was missing. And I can't write about the countless drug deals I did in my mother's home and not even stop to think that it was my mother's life I was risking. And I can't write about how after my father left, all the dating mistakes my mother made. And I can't write about all the tears I seen fall from my eyes from all the games her boyfriends played. And I can't write about the attempted molestations growing up with the frustrations, or was it all my fault? And I can't write about how when my uncle used to pull my drawers down, I was thinking it was natural, and I can't even begin to tell you what the fuck my uncle thought. Just to realize years later the same thing to him his father brother taught. And I can't write about how my father proudly watched me grow. And I can't write about my love for another person because all my love walked out when he left 27 years ago. And I dare any one of you to write about happiness after your younger brother and sister looks at you like you were supposed to know. And I can't write about black queens because my mother was always referred to as being a bitch or a hoe. And I can't write about long walks in the park because I was dodging bullets just trying to make it to the corner store. And what people don't understand is that if I just had to write about happiness, I just couldn't write no more.
what's up, kid? First off, I really think that's real fucked up on what the judge did, but it's all done now. And some days I wish that I could trade places with you somehow, but I know it's wishful thinking. Since you've been gone, I've experienced excessive drinking, and it feels like my life is sinking, because it's been 1,460 days since you and I shared the sun rays while discussing better ways of making our lives okay. And sometimes I feel that this world is filled with so much havoc, I find it more acceptable to believe in magic. My connection with God has so much static that he can't hear me asking to let you come home. But know this, kid, through those letters I'll make sure that you're never alone. And I'm sorry about the other day when I missed the phone, but you know how it is. The world just keeps on moving. So remember what I told you about snoozing. So keep your eyes open, keep your head up, and no matter what, escaping your dreams every night. So until the next kite, you be easy, kid. Peace.
HEW putting it down for my man, the real one, about real things, feeling real things. Kid, yo kid, I gotta write fast, I don't know how long it can last. And I hope this letter reaches you in time. See, I've been calling your house collect for a week now, to let you know that I got some heavy things, some heavy shit on my mind. I can't go to the fact that one mistake, just one mistake I made as a juvenile got me all of this time. See, I've been locked away here behind these prison walls going on for 4 years now. And every day and every night, I ask myself, what the fuck happened to me and how? And I can't make any excuses, for I knew the consequences of my actions might catch up to me sooner or later. So I ain't gonna lie and say I didn't see it come on the front like I didn't know. And kid, I'm telling you right now, that this has been the hardest 4 years of my life. And yet, I still got a lifetime in here to go. But yo, between you and me, I don't think I'm gonna make it that long, though. I wish I could tell you that the things on the inside are hard but fair. But the truth is, kid, I'm not as tough as I was on the street. And here, man, I'm just fucking scared. Do me a favor. You tell them little niggas in the neighborhood for me that this prison life, shit, it ain't cool or all good. And you tell them that I would give my life for theirs if it would keep them out of these walls if I could. But see, I've lost my freedom, my mind, and releasing my manhood. In prison they have a saying, there ain't no joy like a big booty boy. There ain't no joy like a big booty boy. And now I have first-hand knowledge of what that means. And kid, you won't believe this, but while they rape me, punk COs just turn their backs like they didn't even hear my screams. 2 niggas and a white boy held me down while they watched another brother do it. And I fought with all my strength. I didn't go out like that. I fought with all my strength until I felt my asshole burn as he ripped into it. My manhood was taken by the whole pack, with all of them leaving their hot semen on my back. You could hear my screams of pain bounce off the cell walls and shake the prison halls, and when the last one was through, they sliced me from my asshole to my balls. I laid in intensive care unit stitched up for 2 weeks. I couldn't turn over on my back. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. That's when I decided that I was going to send those fuckers a message that I'd rather be dead. I'd rather be dead than have to walk through this living hell with the lowered head, feeling like somebody's bitch. So I took a piece of metal from my suit can and cut and dug deep into my wrist, opening my veins from my forearms to my hands. And then I laid down on this cold floor. I wrote you this letter. Now I'll close my eyes and wait for these suckers to find my body when they slide open my cell door. And you tell them it ain't no joy like a big booty boy.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Who's like a poet messiah, making poems get recalled like Goodyear dug tires. Elevate your mind to a smooth groove like earth, wind, and fire. So puff this intro like it's indoors. These profound verbs and nouns make you higher. As I stay on point intellectually, part in the Webster's dictionary like Moses parted the sea. Who am I? I am he, the one who's most sought after. Remove your old ways of thinking like chip paint removed by a sandblaster. Simply because I've thought about what you're thinking, so I just think faster. The methodical one. In all searches, you have found the prodigal son. Guilty of mental arson for setting your minds on fire. And I hope you're not afraid of heights, cause I'm about to take you higher. With lyrical flows, contents of cons and pros. Cause I'm the one who advises the cosmos, leaving poets shaking all over like naked Eskimos. My thoughts are like rockets, my mind turns like it contains a spaceless rocket. Got poets waking up just in sweat, begging me to stop it. But the baton was passed by the great one. And ever since Taalam Acey gave it to me, I just refused to drop it. And if your ass worked for Midas breaks, you still couldn't stop it.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Who ain't had a job since poem number 6? Woodrich, 5 CDs and not one hoe or bitch, nigga. So how you figure you can surpass this cat who start off his day with Raisin Bran and Cavassier? You think you got a lot to say, but there's too many cliches and poems and monotones and third eyes in your poems. It's like finding Nirvana through Nirvana. I'm a different kind of spoken word persona, like the pharaoh who carved the vagina in the mountains of Asia Minor. My every phrase reminds you that I'm as sick as it get with this. From Germany to Vancouver, Taalam Acey, ubiquitous child. Spoken word lifestyle. They don't play me on the radio and yet 1,000 people are listening to me right now via CD, and yet hardly any store has them. Suffice it to say, divine order flows through me like orgasms. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Oh, stop it. Stop it. Oh, stop it. Stop it.
As I travel backwards through time, I search to rescue all my heroes. And I find myself in the Underground Railroad standing side by side with Harriet Tubman as she decides whether to go left or right tonight. And as the barking dogs approach from the south, I rub the clothes of 1,000 slaves on my body and I hand her a flashlight. And I run. I run till I get to southern Mississippi in the mid-1950s, and I'm standing on the front porch of Emmett Till's house just before 2 a.m. as they drag him from his bed. Then all of a sudden, instead of Emmett being found dead, there were 4 decapitated white heads, and I'm standing there drenched in blood, and the dogs are barking again, so I run. I run till I get to Jackson, Mississippi, and it's June 11, 1963, and this white man is standing in the bushes in front of me, and as I peek over his shoulders, I can see what he sees, so I scream, "Mega, look out!" And from a distant car, I can hear the shouts of, "You better run, nigga!" So I run. I run till I get to still 1963, but in Birmingham, Alabama, and I'm peeking through a church basement window at 4 little girls at 4 little worlds, and I notice that I'm standing next to a box, and I can hear the subtle sounds of the tick-tock, so I open it up and cut the red wire to the bottom to make it stop, and I can hear them coming from up the block, and they're screaming, "You better run, nigga!" So I run. I run till I get to the night of February 21st, 1965, and I find myself standing backstage in the Manhattan's Audubon Ballroom trying to explain to Malcolm that Elijah Muhammad had sent 4 of his ghouls, and I explained that, "Yes, Malcolm, I know a change gonna come, but it don't have to be this soon." So I took a few of Malcolm's security people, and we just went out and cleared the whole motherfucking room. Then all of a sudden, the CIA shows up screaming, "You better run, nigga!" So I run. I run till I get to April 4th, 1968 in Memphis, Tennessee, and I'm standing in front of the Lorraine Motel with Dr. Martin Luther King, and shots begin to ring, and today I just don't want to lift every voice and sing, so I shoot back. And I cover Dr. King with my own body as we hit the floor, because today this is the only goddamn Jesus that I'm willing to die for, and I can hear that scream from across the street again. "You better run, nigga!" So I run. I run till I find myself standing in the middle of an intersection in Los Angeles, California, and it's September the 7th, 1996. The day Tupac was followed by an entourage of eyewitnesses, but everybody claimed not to see shit, so I ran alongside the passenger side and pulled Tupac out, so Suge Knight was the only motherfucker to get hit. Then I heard that scream again. Yo, my nigga, you better split. So I run till I find myself back in Los Angeles just in time enough to push Biggie out of the way of the last gun blast. And I'm lying there with this hot lead in my ass and I'm thinking, oh God, at last, I ain't gotta run no more. I ain't gotta be a nigga no more. Poetic actors with false factors will feel my rapture. And by the end of this poem, I'll make sure that my intent is mentally captured. My southern dialect makes it hard for the ear to achieve comprehension, but my stage presence demands attention. So no need to ask for extensions. And I hope you had a retirement plan, because tonight is when you use your poetry pensions. Listen closely or be placed in detention. You taking the stage after me is like a Range Rover climbing a mountain without a suspension. Now wait. See, you can feel the tension. Poets cringe whenever my name is even mentioned. Cause I produce verses so tight my pen squeaks when I write, and I can actually better poems than most poets can recite. In most cases are more respected than liked. And I'm not into childish games, but a simple word slang will just remove your desire to write. My pen name, the real one, aka Mr. Stage Fright. And I won't start writing these rhymes till I can walk in a New York cafe and shut down the open mic. I was born with ink in my umbilical cord, and my tongue is sort of shaped like a nice sword. So whatever you see me produce, don't be surprised. Because when the doctor slapped me on the ass at birth, I shouted out, and still I rise. I went from spell blocks to cell blocks to blowing up poetry spots, from buying ounces of cocaine to purchasing real estate plots. And if poetry was a poker game, this is where you fold. Cause even though I'm a baby now, by next year this time I'll be winning slams with my mouth closed. And this poem ain't to scare nobody, cause I'm a poet, not a creature. And even though you lied about your list being full the other night, tomorrow you'll be begging me to feature. And if you think you're a better poet than me, then just go ahead and reply. And watch me make people forget about your ass like Fat Bomb did the car Panat. Like Fat Bomb did the car Panat. Like Fat Bomb did the car Panat. And watch me make forget about your ass. And watch me make forget about your ass. Like Fat Bomb did the car Panat. And still I rise. And still I rise. My pen name, the real one, 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 the real one. My pen name, the real one, the real one, the real one.
Girl, you're straight bombness. Love so unconditional, there's nothing you can do to remove my fondness. Intimate heart attacks, my body shakes like I've had a dose of anthrax. Cause after a hit of you, I'm asking like, what the fuck is crack? And I feel like a member of a fellowship or something, cause all I wanna do is just keep coming back. Because you're outright stunning. I undressed you with my eyes last week and I'm still coming. My heart sounds like a team of Clydesdales running, and my intellectual plot to get what you got has me in the mode of cunning. Now, don't be smiling, because I don't want you to be confused between the difference of fantasia versus funny, because you're utterly amazing. The way you purr like a kitten when it's time for some face glazing. Our bodies lock like we playing a game of Twister, and all of a sudden like a cow I'm grazing. And I know you feel me by now, because I can tell the way your eyebrows are raising, because you're mind-blowing. A gold medal in the Olympics in the category of thing throwing. The fact that lovers before me even today need therapy, I don't mind knowing. And if I had to walk over a hot bed of nails with butter sticks tied to my feet to get to you, girl, I'm still going. Because it's just physical excellence. The things I feel for you at this point I know don't make sense. Yet I'm constantly being convicted when all I'm trying to do is convince. And you can't even see in order to get to you. Butt-ass naked, drenched in baby oil, I hop a barbed wire fence. And you thought I was playing. Journal entry 999, and until this day they still can't see the signs on how I was staring into space with the contents of an empty mind, and time after time and sign after sign, but no one would take the time or incline, so nobody see the signs. How could they miss the pain I had in my eyes? How could they not realize that I was diabolically planning my own demise? Because now I'm sitting here and I'm asking God questions like, what happened to my life? You see, for years I thought it was my wife. For years I thought I had my shit tight. But now I'm sitting here and I'm asking God, what happened to my life? Because now I'm sitting here with these circles on my forehead from pressing this 9mm against my head. And today I'm so fucked up that if I pull this trigger, I want to be at least 3 lives past dead. I keep hearing echoes of things my father said, like, boy, stand up and be a man. But God damn, daddy, I'm doing the best I can. But I keep having dreams of swinging from ceiling beams, and it seems that I hear the most horrific screams while sitting in church. And today I'm so fucked up that my spiritual pain is like it's 10 times past hurt. I keep seeing dark fields with small mounds of dirt, and I thought I could fight this feeling by running up skirts, but God damn, it still hurts. And every time I think my life is completed, the most important things in my life become deleted, and those religious folks said I got a blessing coming in, I'm ready to receive it, because right now, I just want to throw my body in this bed and let the local authorities retrieve it. And I don't know why I'm tripping. I went from poet extraordinaire to cyanide sipping. And I really don't want to go to that light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm constantly slipping. I have talks with my imaginary friends just to keep my mind from flipping. And my life is like I'm sliding down a grease pole into a barbed wire fence, and I could just feel my ass ripping. See, at night I have dreams about the top of my head being missing. And when I recite this poem for no reason at all, from my nose, blood starts dripping. Because today, I'm fucked up. See, today I'm so fucked up that a homeless man has more wealth. And I ain't been able to hold down a meal a day, so I'm about to starve to death. In fact, I'm in so much pain right now that an untreated cancer patient has better health. And I've been walking around town looking at tall buildings, contemplating the jump. Because I want to leave here so bad that I would have unprotected sex with an HIV-infected, heroin-shooting punk. And I've written at least 100 suicide letters in the last 3 days. Read books on how to take my life at least 101 ways. But every time I put this gun against my head, I'm sweating so bad the barrel just won't stay. And I feel like I'm running out of time. Cause all I can hear is the tick-tock of my living room clock as I sit in church every Sunday begging God just to make the scream stop. To the point I only pray now for the strength to pull this trigger and make this gun pop. And my family suggested that I get help, but Dr. Kevorkian still has my number on motherfucking call me. Oh God, please make it stop. Forgive me. Pop!
By the way, I want y'all to know that, like, Terry is my birth mother. That's the first lady I seen do spoken word up at Urban Suites. And that's how I was exposed to this. And when I first came here, right, and started doing poetry, I was like hooked. I was fiending for this shit. You know what I mean? I went to a poetry spot and my God, I was on a quest. I drive a fucking Navigator. You ever try looking for poetry driving a Navigator? That's some motherfucking gas was like $1.75 a gallon and shit. I was going broke trying to do poetry, man. Some free shit, you know? But I sorted them all out, you know, and I actually wrote this next poem I'm gonna do because, you know, in this poetry thing, you know, you meet a lot of people, you know, and I had met this guy, you know, and we exchanged numbers, and I was real excited he was gonna get back with me and shit, you know, and he never called me. I felt like a two-bit hoe. You know? He never called me to tell me where the spots was and shit, man. So, you know, I sat down and I wrote this poem. Because I was hungry. Hungry for poetry. Starving for self-expression, spoken words keep my tongue erected, but check it. See, like a panther, I creep, just waiting for a chance to speak. And I was kind of frustrated because this shit was happening only once a week. You know, I'm just trying to hook up to hear another poet's flow. Exchange numbers in the club, but watch them lose the passion the minute they walk out that door. Now, no return phone calls. Shit, I don't even want to exchange numbers no more, but I'm hungry. I'm hungry for poetry. See, because I want to hear words put together to create new thoughts. Fuck always talking about the underground railroads and wars that were fought. I want to hear about the artists and the shit inside them that made them start this. You know, like how they went from being singers to having calluses on the index finger, from writing all night, refusing to sleep till the words fall right. I'm hungry for poetry that's not created to claim fame. Better yet, I'm just looking for a poet that when they leave here, the passion to create still remains. And I know I'm new at this, and maybe I just ain't hip to this poetry game, but you know, sometimes I swear this shit is all about having a poem connected to your name. See, but me, shit, I'm hungry for poetry. See, I just want a mic to rock and a room full of ears to evaluate the insight I drop, and I may not make love all night like a woman wants, but I could do this poetry shit non-stop. See, and many wonder how I last up in this joint, and it's simply because I write poems, not stories or songs, so I get straight to the motherfucking point. Because I'm hungry. And I want a plate full of inspiration to induce my verbal regurgitation so I can communicate what I feel, leave you with no doubt that this poet is real. See, I write to the point my fingers bleed, but when I get here, I sit way back there in the dark so you can't notice me. But on any given day, I'll stand at the off-ramp with the homeless with the sign that reads, "Will work for poetry." Peace. Okay. My beautiful assistant, Kiki Shepherd. I read this poem here last month, and I haven't committed it to memory yet. That doesn't mean I'm slow, it's just I haven't had the time. Okay. Oh, well, I'm slow sometimes. Right. This poem is called All Jumped In. They all jumped in. And see, one had pretended to be a friend, but one after another, they all jumped in. Thrust after thrust as they heard the honk of the school bus, but too busy exploring distrust as they all jumped in. See, the pain couldn't comprehend as they did it again and again, friend after friend, as they all jumped in. And you can hear the muffled scream from up the block, but nobody bothered to stop as they all jumped in. Shattered dreams came with exposed schemes as they all jumped in, and stop might as well meant go, as one by one they appeared from the closet doors, they all jumped in. They jumped in the fact that they would change things forever. You see, they jumped into every future love letter. They jumped in the disparity of things just getting plain no better. Because they all jumped in. They all jumped in. In between her legs, she begged for the one she called friend to stop, only to see a tear fall from his eyes and his head drop as they all jumped in. And tears rolled from her eyes as hands muffled her cries, and her morning went through her mind, wishing she could just rewind and start all over again. And she could feel the stakes driven through her heart as her legs was forced further apart as they all jumped in. They jumped in the way that she would forever feel about herself. Could you just imagine having parts of your body picked away until there was nothing else left, to the point where you just prayed for death? Then as suddenly as they all jumped in, they all jumped out. And left her lying there, bruised so badly between her legs she felt like she was frying there. They all walked away and just left her crying there. As she sat on the side of the bed and went over the different versions of what she would have to explain, she just felt like dying there. See, she couldn't tell anybody that they had all jumped in. She couldn't tell anyone that she was betrayed by her boyfriend. Couldn't say a word about how even with tears rolling down her face, they did it again and again. And she felt like even if she told her they were prosecuted, she still couldn't win. She felt that she couldn't win because she would lose in her mother's eyes. She thought about her daddy and how he would realize that she had lied because they were thinking that she was on her way to school since 5, only never to arrive. And the thought of 3 boys jumping up and down between their daughter's thighs would just break her mother's heart and make her father pray for demise. So she couldn't tell nobody that they had all jumped in. But she would have nightmares about pregnancy and HIV or being cornered by her attackers with nowhere to flee. And there were nights she refused to sleep and days she couldn't eat and couldn't say a damn word when she passed her attackers in the streets. And I know what you women are thinking right now, but what can you do when you're only 14 and your rapist is 23? When your parents think that you were in school from 7 to 3? When before the day you were such a virgin it really hurt you to pee, to be forced to keep a secret to the point where it would destroy who you are and hinder who you will eventually be. So she couldn't tell nobody that they had all jumped in. See, she was never the same. Her silence baffled her parents because they didn't know who or what to blame. And she couldn't tell now if she wanted to, because in order to survive, she had to block out all the faces and the names. She would never be the same. And she kept having dreams of those muffled screams while losing her virginity. And at night, pushing a chair against her closet door was the only thing that would bring her serenity. And as she laid there and reflected on how every hole she had was occupied by her penis, she experienced humility times infinity. Only in church was peace found. But at night, only thing she could think about is how her so-called boyfriend held her arms down. Words echoed in her head when he said that my parents ain't home, so you can come around. And she never thought that from that invitation, her whole world would come crashing down. And she thought that if she could just have a second chance, she would never do it again. But see, it was too late because they had already jumped in. Peace.
I'm elated from verses anticipated as I make the average poet verbally constipated, making believe that he purposely waited so he won't seem like he was intimidated. And if this mic turned into a pair of clippers tonight, I swear to God I still wouldn't be faded. See, my thoughts flow like water that's weighted. Laws are formed from these poems I stated, like fresh ground pepper that's grated. I got them all sniffling because I'm platinum and they're gold plated. Transformed from rapper to poet while incarcerated. Forced respect got me feared yet hated, but I stay underground so I'm never rated. But my ghetto slang is translated. So when I appear, poets become lyrically castrated. The mic is incinerated, the stage is elevated. I got so many words that God has them prorated to fight off all this poetry bullshit that's perpetuated. You see, in my first piece I was like, yo ma, look what I created. My English teacher became devastated at essays graded. Thuggers for good grades I've always paraded. So now I'm like, yo ma, look, your baby finally made it. I know that you've come before, but have you ever had an orgasm?
Have you ever experienced facial muscle spasms to the point your thoughts became dazzled? With blood rushing through your heart like a herd of cattle, making you shake your head so damn hard your brain starts to rattle. Making that black patch of hair gasp for air while reaching for objects that's not really there. While our tongue tips do rain dances, which enhances continuous chances at future glances to the point we're only asking answers. Making your vaginal secretions taste just like caprices until we produce the rainforest. Making your fingers and toes conduct an anonymous chorus of vocal explosions. To the point it looks like you and I just specialize in headboard holding. As I gently begin the unfolding of your labia majora, positioning myself eye to eye with your clitoris, at the same time I'm hoping that your legs stay open, anticipating the stroking as wet valley waves induce tongue sloping. And that physical earthquake would indicate that you are no longer emotionally coping. Your eyelashes become checkered flags, prompting me to start making your back look like one side of the McDonald's arch. Tongue tip to click, producing electrical sparks, and yeah, I know that you thought I was just gonna be fucking you tonight, but surprise. Cause like an Apache helicopter, I hover between your thighs, refusing to penetrate until I can see the whites of your eyes. See, for years you've been used and abused, confused about which body part to use, emotionally bruised, trapped in conventional views of societal cues. All because you thought that's how you pay back pleasure dues. But see, tonight, I got something new. Tonight, what you'll find is that you don't actually catch orgasms. They're given to you. What you'll find is that uncontrolled emotion is a love god continuously chanting your name, creating that off-white rain in its earthly name. See, tonight you and I discover from which that came. So don't be worried about me coming first, because tonight ain't about me. I want to position myself comfortably behind your pupils so I can sexually see how it feels while you're giving orgasms to me. I want to go so deep that I actually travel back to the time of BC, making love to you in a field full of stampeding Tyrannosaurus Rexes. So deep that just before we come, we can actually switch sexes. Circle a solar spectrum, come 3 times while passing over Texas. The next morning we both fighting over the stove, just trying to cook each other's breakfast. Because tonight, I'll supply you with a dick dipped in sunshine just to make you mine. And yeah, I know that you've come before, but baby, tell me really, have you ever had an orgasm? Nobody saw the signs. How I was staring in space with the contents of an empty mind. Time after time, sign after sign, but no one would incline, so nobody saw the signs. How could they miss the pain that I had in my eyes? How can they not realize that I was diabolically planning my own demise? See, because now I'm sitting here asking my questions and asking God questions like, God, what happened to my life? See, for years I thought it was my wife. For years I thought I had my shit tight, but now I'm asking my God what happened to my life. Because now I'm sitting here with these circles on my forehead from pressing this 9mm against my head, and today I'm so fucked up that if I pull this trigger, I want to be at least 3 lives past dead. I keep hearing echoes of things my father said, like, boy, stand up and be a man. But God damn, Dad, I'm doing the best I can. But I keep having dreams of swinging from ceiling beams, and it seems that I hear the most horrific screams while sitting in church. And today I'm so fucked up that my pain level is like 10 times past hurt. I keep seeing dark fields with small mounds of dirt, and I thought I could fight this feeling by running up skirts, but God damn, it still hurts. See, and every time I thought my life was completed, the most important things in my life became deleted, and the religious folks said I got a blessing coming and I'm ready to receive it, because right now, I just want to throw my body in this bin and let the local authorities retrieve it. And I don't know why I'm tripping. I went from poet extraordinaire to cyanide sipping. And I really don't want to go to that light at the end of the tunnel, but I'm constantly slipping. I have talks with my imaginary friends just to keep my mind from flipping. And my life is like I'm sliding down a grease pole into a barbed wire fence, and I could just feel my ass ripping. And at night, I have dreams about the top of my head being missing. And when I recite this form, for no reason at all, from my nose, blood starts dripping. See, because I'm fucked up today. See, I'm so fucked up that a homeless man has more wealth. And I ain't been able to hold down a meal in days, so I'm about to starve to death. In fact, I'm in so much pain right now that an untreated cancer patient has better health. And I've been walking around town looking at tall buildings, contemplating the jump, because I want to leave it so bad that I will have unprotected sex with an HIV-infected heroin-shooting punk. And I've written at least 100 suicide letters in the last 3 days, read books on how to take my life at least 101 ways. But every time I press this gun against my head, I'm sweating so bad the barrel just won't stay. And I feel like I'm running out of time. Because all I can hear is the tick-tock of my living room clock as I sit in church every Sunday asking God just to make the scream stop. To the point I only pray now for the strength to pull this trigger and make this gun pop. And my family said I should get help, but Dr. Navokian has my number on motherfucking call block. Oh, God, please make it stop. Pop. Peace.
Boy Dexter Angry chilling right here live in the studio with my main man, the real one. First of all, I want to thank you for making this purchase. We do appreciate it. But this portion of the album, I know y'all been all meditated because the real one, he got some beautiful message in his poetry. I just want to let you know that this portion of the album has absolutely no message. And it really has no place on this goddamn CD. It's your boy Dexter Angry chilling right here live in the studio with my main man, the real one. The real one's my homeboys. I came out to show them some love. And you know, cause you know, poetry is beautiful. I'm just jealous of poets, cause poets get to take they book on stage and read they shit. I can't do that shit. I've been telling jokes for 5 years, and goddamn it, if I ever take a book on stage, the booing just starts. Is that a book? Boo. It's your boy Dexter Angry chilling right here live in the studio with my main man, the real one. Oh, nah. I was, you know, it's funny you say that. I was talking just today to a friend of mine who's a psychology major in college and shit, and she was telling me how she can tell if a motherfucker is lying to you or not. She said if a motherfucker is talking to you and they look up to the left, that means the motherfucker is lying. But my question is, what if a bitch is cross-eyed? That means you can't believe in shit. That motherfucker, oh, it's lying, motherfucker. Cause they eyes be all fucked up. And I feel sorry for cross-eyed people because it looks like their eyes is arguing. You know what I mean? One eye be like, oh, look at this motherfucker here. Can't believe I'm in the same head with this bitch. It's your boy Dexter Angry chilling right here live in the studio with my main man, the real one.